Happy day. It's time for another Mormon romance novel book review. Last time we read the beautiful and well thought out novel My Fair Gentleman that taught us the heartwarming lesson that even if the object of your affection doesn't want you, doesn't need you, and has no reason to be around you, you can still find true love. Today I'll be reviewing one of the best clean Regency romances you'll ever shove through your eye holes, The Vicar's Daughter by Josi S. Kilpack. Kilpack is an author famous for, if nothing else, sheer square footage of space on the shelves of Deseret Book. Her best-known work is her 12-book culinary mystery series, which I haven't read, but the premise, at least, is a clever one. Each of the mysteries is named after some dessert which their stories feature, and they all include a recipe for making that dessert inside. It's a fun gimmick, and I won't knock it. Anything that convinces people to look up from their tweetbook feeds and their Insta chats to buy a book from a bookstore sounds like a good idea to me. But the culinary mystery series is finished and Kilpack has moved on to other projects, The Vicar's Daughter being the most recent. So not only are we going to be feeling the love with a romantic plot, but also enjoying the practiced prose of a veteran author. We've got everything going for us. How could this possibly be a waste of money and time? Much like the novel last time, The Vicar's Daughter takes place in England Land, USA, at the home of a humble, grumbling vicar who is quite cross at his youngest daughter Cassie because she's gone and made herself the main character of a romance novel. What's Cassie like? Well, usually when romance authors go to fill in the Mad Lib that is their book outline, the first sentence is usually first name, last name is in occupation, in location, just trying to get through life. Love was the last thing on her mind. But Cassie is something of a breath of fresh air to that consistent stereotype because she actually wants to find someone to court and marry. That attribute about her plays into the conflict because her family will only send one sister into capital S society at a time, and her older, more awkward, more timid sister is holding things up, much to Cassie's frustration. This is a stupid rule for the family to enforce, but as it turns out, a historically accurate one. Elizabeth Bennet herself, hallowed be her name, even spent a bit of dialogue in Pride and Prejudice defending her father's decision to not follow it. Honestly, I was excited to read a book with a well-thought-out premise like this. For me, art of any kind is scores more satisfying when I can tell that the artist put a lot of time, effort, and good ideas into it. At the beginning, there were even little clever moments that tell me that the book is self-aware, like when Cassie thinks to herself she would never be so unbending as her mother. Never. What a fine witticism. It almost made me forget the stigma around the genre I was reading, and then the last 98% of the book happened. The plot is kicked off when Cassie decides to help her older sister's love life by secretly sending letters to a handsome suitor, signing them with her older sister's name so they can form a connection. But her scheme falls apart when... well, you can guess the rest of the plot, can't you? Gee, I wonder if Cassie is going to enter into an unintentional romance as she writes letters on behalf of her sister. I wonder if she'll have to resort to manipulative antics to keep her letters a secret. I wonder if it won't work and it'll all blow up and the main characters will have to reconcile with the fact that they fell in love with the author of the letters but can't fall in love with the real person who wrote them. I would say spoilers to all this, but that would imply that there's some surprising twist that you can't guess from hearing the first half of the first sentence of the book's description. With this kind of setup, it's not a matter of if, but when you'll encounter the next predictable dramatic moment, and major plot developments are about as shocking and subversive as opening up your next day of pills. Oh wait, yes, there is that other dude who shows up just as the whole letter-writing narrative has lost steam. A handsome womanizer who says some womanizy things, goes on an uneventful date with the main character, and then exits the story abruptly, in a demonstration of whatever the exact opposite of a jump scare is. I would add more to this summary, but that's really how flat and predictable the whole thing is. The hero, whose name I can never remember, Evan. It was Evan. Evan's most interesting trait is that he's trying to get into carpentry, which he literally only talks about and never does. Now, with the plot all summarized, let's find out what I really think about it. The Vicar's Daughter is a long fall from moderately interesting to severely bland. The book trusts me to be smart enough to see the lack of self-awareness in the main character, but it doesn't trust me to be smart enough to see the end of this cookie-cutter plot from its beginning. But that's just one observation. In a proper review, it's important to sum it all up by answering the three most important questions to ask when judging a romance work. Number 1, is there romantic tension? I guess if both the main characters constantly thinking about each other and having absolutely nothing stopping them from getting together counts as tension. Number 2, will it fill the hole in my life where love is supposed to go, even if but for a moment? No, but then again, nothing will. Nothing ever will. Number 3, should I steal it from my ex-wife when I get divorced? Also no, it's not the worst book in the world. But the story isn't satisfying, and you've only got so much space in your pockets, so definitely go for the high dollar value items. Jewelry, home electronics, and essential oils are your best bet. Take what's rightfully yours, buddy. The top shelf gin doesn't pay for itself. That's it for the review of The Vicar's Daughter. If you like the channel, click that artist formerly known as Prince icon below, or mash the semicolon key on your keyboard, or make Mormon romance novel book review the text of the private key of your SSH connection. Next month, we'll have a look at The Sheriffs of Savage Wells by Sarah M. Eden, because we haven't suffered enough already.